Hey YouTube, so today I thought I would give you the 2,000 mile review. I don't have the battery on it yet. Let me go ahead and put the battery on. Take this off every night and when it's really cold outside, put it in the, charge it in the house. And some of you are going to say, hey, you're not supposed to do that. Well, this is a UL listed battery, meaning that yes, I should be able to, meaning that it's been safety certified by the US government. I'm not saying that there can't happen to be an occasional problem with the battery, but I treat it pretty good and don't often, I haven't dropped it. So this is the 2,000 mile review. And I'm going to give Trek a bit of a roasting. Let me point you a little high. Let me see if I can point the camera a little higher. Nah, that's good enough. So, Trek makes this particular Verve 2 in a non-electric version. And basically the only difference between them is the motor and the control stuff for the motor. And the mount for the battery and the motor. Other than that, they make this bike in the same color and it has exactly the same parts on it. There is no difference in the parts pick, and I do mean no difference. They sent this bike, they designed this bike using a model that they already had and didn't change anything for as far as drivetrain for the fact that it's an electric bike. They left it pretty much stock. So that means it had a 9-speed chain on it that was I think you've probably only seen part of my head. Has a 9-speed chain on it that was designed for a non-electric bike and a cassette that was designed for a non-electric bike. Now, there are specific cassettes in the Shimano line for electric bikes. They're usually like E4000, E8000, or you could buy the Link Glide. This is the Hyper Glide. Well, the Link Glide is their most durable product line, but it requires a different shifters, different chain, and a different cassette. I'm not sure about the derailleur. It may actually have to be changed too. So my issue is that they should have at the very least, included a better quality rear cassette and a e-bike rated chain. They failed to do that. So when it came time to replace the chain, if you visited my channel before, you would have known that I changed the chain first. The chain was skipping on the cassette, and then I looked at the cassette and it was completely wore out. There's 2 gears on there that it was just wore to the point that you couldn't keep the chain from skipping on them. So I had to remove the chain, and when I removed the chain, I also removed the spoke guard, because it's not really going to be effective because it's almost the same size as the cassette. Now you could buy one and put a smaller one back on, but it's not really necessary as long as your derailleur's adjusted right. So I rode this yesterday, and the gears are better suited for my riding conditions, which that gear set is 11 to 25, which replaced the 11 to 36. Now I lost a significant climbing gear, but there's no hills around here that would require that climbing gear. I never got it past third, I think, which would be, I think, a 26, and this is a 28. So now if I wanted to climb that hill, which is one hill in Belding that required that, I would have to be in the first gear. So what it did was move. I have a gear between, so it goes 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, and then it skips up the gears. So I have more usable gears in the range now. So now instead of just using 2 gears on the previous cassette, I'm using 4 or 5 gears. So it makes the bike a little more usable to ride, and I should get a little more longevity out of the cassette because I'm not just on 2 gears all the time. Here's what I'm going to say to you guys: don't waste your money buying a e-bike rated chain and cassette. If it's only, most people say that they get an extra 500 miles out of it. Well, the squeeze ain't worth the money, because 500 miles, if I got 2,000 and the chain wasn't wore out, but the cassette was, and how I knew it was kind of, there was issues because it was noisy, the chain, and there was a lot of noise coming from the drivetrain, so I noticed that. Another issue that is going to rear its ugly head is the next time I change the chain, I'm also going to have to change the cassette, the chain, and the sprocket on the front, because there's a little roughness in the drivetrain, but not bad enough to do anything, and that comes from the chain not mating with the gears like it would have if they were brand new. So we've got over the chain ring in the front will wear into this chain, but it will also wear it out. So the next time I have to do a chain change, which will be in about another 2,000 miles or 2,500 miles, I'm not going to change it. I'm not even going to worry about measuring the chain until it gets to 2,000 miles. And if I still have time left on the chain, I will keep riding until I think it gets noisy or it starts bugging me, and then I'll change it again. Trek missed the boat. This is a $600 bike without the motors. So they're charging $2,000 for the electrical part of this bike, which is ridiculous. I thought when I bought the bike that it had e-bike rated stuff on it, and it doesn't. Now, this basically is the bottom of the line Shimano stuff, except for the derailleur and the shifter is all bottom of the line Shimano stuff. The brakes are the MT200s. They don't go lower than that, so they're bottom of the line. I'm not saying they ain't great brakes, because they work perfectly for me. No problems. So you have increased maintenance. Now, to give you an example, the only thing I've had to change on my electric bike is the chain. The cassette, the freewheel, not the cassette, the freewheel, and the chain ring were fine when I changed it. I didn't notice any skipping or anything else. So you should be able to get 2 to 3 chains out of each freewheel, and then it's time to replace it. Sometimes the freewheels tend to lose the grease in the bearings, and then they get a little rough, and then they don't lock up as quick. Well, I just wanted to make a video saying that I'm kind of disappointed in Trek for not making some better parts picks on this. As far as maintenance cost, so every 2,000 miles you can plan on spending about $100. And then the next time you better plan on spending $150, not counting labor. Labor at bike shops is about $120 an hour. So that being said, if you have any questions, need some in-depth information on what to buy, put them in the comments. Have a great day.